even be times where Lester Martinez is getting like mini schooled. You know what I'm saying? He might lose a few of those early rounds. Boom! Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'm giving my fight prediction between Immanuwel Aleem and Lester Martinez. This fight is happening at the 168 pounds, and we know ever since Crawford vacated his belt and retired, this division is wide open for the taking, and Lester Martinez right now seems to be one of the front runners to be taking over this division, depending on what Canelo Alvarez does. But he has a tough fight this coming weekend against a very formidable opponent in Immanuwel Aleem. Immanuwel Aleem is a very solid boxer. When you see him do his pad work, and you see the way he fights in the ring, and you see little clips of him, I mean, the dude is fast. He has a very sharp jab. He has good ring IQ, good footwork. He's an overall well-balanced fighter and even has some decent pop. I wouldn't say he's a knockout puncher, but you definitely don't want to get punched with him repeatedly. Now, Lester Martinez showed in his last fight that this dude is a dog. This dude can take punches, come forward, and most importantly, he has very good timing for the style that he fights. He's a very aggressive fighter and throws a lot of punches and clearly has the gassing to go through a war. I honestly thought that fight could have gone either way, and if it was 12 rounds versus Christian and Billy, Lester Martinez would have probably won that fight. One thing I did notice in that fight that I like a lot about Lester Martinez is he keeps his eyes wide open in the midst of a lot of punches, and he's able to counter in between, and I think that's going to play a major role in this fight. As for Immanuwel Aleem, he actually does punch in between really well, and he doesn't stay in the pocket too long when he doesn't need to. Like I said, he's had an up and down career, but he has a very good ring IQ and has been in there with some really good fighters. At first, when you get a glance at these two, it looks like Immanuwel Aleem has the better jab. I will say he has the faster jab, but I don't know about the better jab, because when you have good timing like Lester Martinez does, it elevates all your attributes and your skills just a little bit higher, as opposed to somebody who just is fast and can throw good punches but not necessarily have the ring IQ or the timing to optimize their potential in their punches. And I think that's where Immanuwel Aleem falls into. He's fairly athletic, well-rounded boxer, and knows how to get in and get out, and I think that's why the first half of this fight is actually going to be very competitive. But I do think once Immanuwel Aleem loses a step, Lester Martinez is going to be able to take advantage and even tee off a little bit in the second half of this fight and potentially even get the stoppage. Aleem is a tough dude. I know he got knocked out early in his career against Hugo Centeno Jr., but in that fight, he literally just got caught cold. He got caught cold and got knocked out cold. I don't think that's going to happen to him in this fight. I think he's going to be very warm for this fight. I think he knows what to expect. And he looked very good in his last fight, which was a rematch versus Demond Nicholas. They had fought to a draw earlier in their careers. At this point, clearly, Immanuwel Aleem has put it together. If you watch that fight and you watch his earlier fights, that was the best he ever looked. He was just sharp. He knew what to do. And if that's the Immanuwel Aleem that's going to fight Lester Martinez, I'm actually looking forward to this fight. There's a lot of boxing insiders that actually favor Aleem to win this fight. And sometimes, hey, people have to go through that rocky road where you take a few losses, you take a few draws, you take a few close fights in your favor, and then all of a sudden you just start putting it together. You start realizing your identity, and I think that's where Immanuwel Aleem is right now in his career. He realizes, hey, I don't have to show that I'm tough. I can box smart, and I can box using my feet, and I think he's gonna do that. There might even be times where Lester Martinez is getting like mini schooled. You know what I'm saying? He might lose a few of those early rounds. Immanuwel Aleem is a well-rounded fighter. I definitely give him a chance in this, but I also think that Immanuwel Aleem is fighting outside of his natural weight class at 168. I think he's more of a middleweight, and I think Lester Martinez is pretty big for this weight class. So I honestly think that the pressure and the strength will start wearing down Immanuwel Aleem and eventually get stopped. Lester Martinez, if he actually improved from his last fight, then that's a dangerous thing to think about. And one thing I do want to add is that he's been training with Bomac. He was actually Terrence Crawford's major sparring partner for the Canelo fight. So I think him being on that elite training level and seeing somebody like Crawford gives him that little bit of extra confidence. Hopefully not, fool's gold confidence, but like actual real confidence where he has trust in his abilities. And with all that being said, I expect a good fight this coming Saturday, but I also expect Lester Martinez to show, hey, I'm the top dude at 168, and for all we know, he might be the top dude at 168. Nobody can claim supremacy at 168 right now, but I think it's time these 168 pounders start calling themselves the best, so then they can start fighting each other. And I think Lester Martinez is going to do just that after he gets a stoppage victory over a very capable Immanuwel Aleem. That's my prediction for this coming fight, guys. I'm not sleeping on Immanuwel Aleem. I think he's a very good fighter. I just don't think he's been as active as he could be. And I think that lack of activity will kind of like affect his gas tank to where he's going to get stopped. If not, I would favor a clear fight for Lester Martinez, but I'm expecting a stoppage this weekend, guys. That's my prediction. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and let me know if you disagree. Until next one, boom, I'm out.